Hello, class. We're going to talk about cultural competence today, and we're going to answer some questions. So, the question number one I have is, what does it mean to be culturally competent as an educator, and include specific terms using that topic one assignment? Okay, so I consider being cultural competent like dealing with social justice that deals with how we treat people with fairness, respect, dignity, and being generous to them, respecting our cultural backgrounds, where they come from, not to be prejudiced against them. That's the bias of things. No, understanding their identity and where they come from, and I say, as a teacher, I have the ethical responsibility to treat everyone with respect and dignity by learning them, their communities, where they're from, and respecting it. And also know that everybody has somewhere they grew up at. And so, whether it be poor or rich or middle class or lower class, it doesn't matter. Everyone is to be treated with dignity and respect, and value everybody's system and cultures of where they came from. Number two is, where do you see yourself on the cultural competence chart, and why, and support it with a controversially culturally based issue that affects K through 12. What I think affects K through 12. Not only is it cultural, but it also deals with their disabilities. Um, and they feel that some students feel that students that are from certain areas who are poor are not that educated, so they get bullied sometimes because they don't have what they have, or they are not in a category that are learning like they are. And so we have those issues. And so on the chart, I chose number five. It's because I will be able to foster mental adoption to difference, to create environments that are useful for all diverse and inclusive situations. I would be able to help in that. And this means that I must work um, at being inclusive, ceasing to expect those who are different with suppressing their difference, and have a willingness to engage with others, to give them room to express their values and beliefs associated with their problem solving and decision making. And so that means a broad range of people that have different beliefs and backgrounds, and not be prejudiced towards that, but to allow it in the classroom. Number three is, what will it take for me to get to the next step or to deepen the cultural competence, including understanding my own personal biases and supporting all students. I just think the next step for me to deepen my cultural competence is to study what social justice is, what it means, what I have far as my prejudices against different other races, knowing that I must honor them all, and commit to when they have community events with different cultural backgrounds. Like, for instance, if they have the Chinese New Year, be involved in that, or if it's a 4th of July event, be involved, like different races, different creeds, different things, to be involved outside of the classroom, that getting to know my students. Number four is, what are some specific research and reading tools and resources? So GCU, of course, have the library. We had an article in our class called "The Five Elements of Cultural Proficiency," and this dealt with our ESL learners, how we are to reach them with their cultural background, knowing that they can't speak English well. And the thing is, we have to treat them like the other students. We have to train them like the other students, knowing it may take a little longer. We might have to have modifications and accommodations for them. And so we must do that for them so that they can learn and have a free space to learn without being judged, and value the fact that they may need help speaking English. And we don't know their background, but we can find out through their parents or through their community. Also, I'm a YouTuber. I can look on YouTube for that. Also, they have different trainings, because I looked up corporate training materials company, and they had a training on sensitivity training for cultural competence. That it was $597. But hey, if I really want help in that area, I have to pay the cost to be the boss. So whatever it takes, with all resources, I have to look up what will it look like to have a cultural, this is number 5, inclusivity in my future classroom. Well, my dream is kindergarten. And so with that, some of them may not go to pre-K. They coming straight from home to the classroom. And we have some students that are not social butterflies, or their parents are not meeting and greeting other parents or whatever. And these kids have been inside for 5 years. So guess what I have to do? I have to bring them in the classroom, train them, regroup them, teach them different cultures, expose them to different values and beliefs, honoring everybody's background. And, of course, getting the permission from the parents according to the policies and procedures of the counties as to how far I can go with that. Everybody learning each other. They're learning me, I'm learning them, their backgrounds, and embracing that. And lastly, it says, number 6, how will you ensure you are respecting students as individuals with different backgrounds? And I said, from Matthew 12, it says, treat people how you want to be treated. And that's what I will definitely do. Treat people the way I want to be treated. I don't want nobody to look down on my culture as being black. And so an Asian or a Hispanic or white or whoever. And so we want to have Matthew 12 with us, and we know that God is love, and we must love everybody and respect and honor everybody and have dignity to respect everybody's culture and values. And we are to treat everyone like Christ would treat them and how we would want to be treated. And so I would end with that. And so that would conclude our questions for cultural competence. Bye-bye.